So when I see all this about Andrew Tate, and a lot of my followers are against Andrew Tate, yeah? A lot of my followers are A, against his conversion, B, against his morality in the way he earned his money. They're believing some of them all of the hype and allegations.
Tommy Robinson's support of Andrew Tate is worse than you think. To be honest, it's even worse than I thought. If you support Tommy Robinson because you actually care about women and girls being hurt, then the clips I'm going to show you in this video should alarm you. They come from an interview Tommy did with disgraced podcaster James English, one I hadn't seen until recently, where Tommy spent some time talking about his old mate from Luton, Andrew Tate.
How does two boys from Luton become two of the biggest names in the UK? Well, Andrew Tate went worldwide, most Googled man. Like, I've seen his interviews, he says you're a solid guy, he always says you get a good friendship. How did that relationship start?
So Tate's from Luton. Well, he's from America, but come to Luton, and he boxed at Storm Gym. So I know people who trained with him, fought with him. And Amir is a ex-Bosnian Special Forces, who's the trainer there.
To be clear, because this podcast with James English is 2.5 years old, Tommy is still good friends with Andrew Tate to this day, even though Tate is openly a sex trafficker and predator of underage girls. Tommy revealed as recently as in June to Patrick Bet-David that he is still friends with Tate.
And I don't know if Tate, do you and Tate have a relationship together?
So me and Tate, before he was Tate, we're from the same town. So yeah, we do. Yeah, we're friends.
Friends till today?
Friends still today.
Till today.
This podcast with James English took place when Tate was in preventative detention in 2023. Tommy predicted that because Tate had become so big, they were never going to let him out. A prediction that, of course, would prove to be wrong.
So if he comes out from this, then he's going to go boom through the roof. So that's why I am seriously worried, because I think they ain't going to let him out from this.
Tommy was adamant in this interview, as he has remained to be to this day, that his mate Andrew Tate has been set up. He went on a rant about his arch nemesis, left-wing advocacy group Hope Not Hate, in an effort to convince James English's audience that Andrew Tate was set up and is not a sex trafficker.
And now he's currently sitting in jail, isn't he?
Do you think they could possibly kill him off because he's got so big?
I don't think he's coming out. And I think that he has got too big. He's got too much influence. Look at listen, I'm seeing all the allegations against him now, yeah? I had an ex-worker called Lucy Brown. She was offered £5,000 by Andrew Gilligan. Andrew Gilligan is a top journalist in the UK. Yeah, he works in the top newspapers, and he works alongside a group called Hope Not Hate. He's worked with them or coordinated with them on different things. So Hope Not Hate have been against me for years. I've done a documentary exposing who they are and how they operate. This organisation come in, they're like an NGO.
This is Tommy trying to manipulate his supporters into thinking his mate Andrew Tate is innocent.
I'm seeing all the allegations against him now, yeah? I had an ex-worker called Lucy Brown. She was offered £5,000 by Andrew Gilligan. Andrew Gilligan is a top journalist in the UK.
Using a time where he says the media attacked him unfairly to suggest that they are doing the same to Tate. Later in the conversation, he did this again, after bemoaning the fact that a lot of his followers are against Andrew Tate and believe the hype and allegations.
So when I see all this about Andrew Tate, and a lot of my followers are against Andrew Tate, yeah? A lot of my followers are A, against his conversion, B, against his morality in the way he earned his money. They're against, they're believing some of them all of the hype and allegations. So this is what's going on. I know what the media have done to me. So when I'm seeing what's going on with him, I'm saying, no, you've got to question everything. Because I was nearly Harvey Weinstein, yeah? I was nearly, they were nearly turning an innocent argument with me and an ex-employee into a sexual thing that was going to be pumped on Panorama.
To be clear, this story that Tommy is using to create doubt about the allegations against Andrew Tate, The story that Panorama were going to try to turn him into Harvey Weinstein is an absolute lie that he keeps telling to this day. I will be debunking this and more thoroughly in an upcoming video. So we are watching Tommy encourage his followers to doubt the allegations against his mate Andrew Tate by lying about what the media were going to say about him. But wait, it gets worse. Next, we see Tommy actively spread lies about women who have accused Andrew Tate of violent assault, repeating planned talking points word for word, pulled directly from the Tate propaganda script.
So when I see Vice Media, who recently come out and they've released voice recordings of apparently of Andrew Tate, I question everything. They've released voice recordings of Andrew Tate which sound absolutely horrific. Now, what they don't tell you, there was a rape allegation against Andrew Tate in 2015 from the girls who they've got these voice recordings of. What they don't tell you, what Vice Media didn't tell anyone, is that the reason that didn't go to trial was because the two girls who are making the allegations, when you make a sexual allegation, we've seen it with this Ellie Williams case up in Barrow, your phone is taken off you, by the police. The police found that these two girls were conspiring to extort Andrew Tate for money. Yeah? So when he was a boss of 75 women who are paid to take their clothes off on TV. Yeah, I don't know what politics or dramas he has being that boss, but these two girls, which the media haven't told anyone, were conspiring, which is why no charges were brought. When you listen to those voice notes, it's like, if the voice notes are as you say, Vice Media, then the CPS would have prosecuted Andrew Tate. 1,000,000%.
This is a blatant lie, and it is word for word pulled directly from the Tate propaganda script, something that we have seen the Tate's most degenerate friends like Myron Gaines regurgitating. The idea that these women were caught planning to extort Tate in text messages is a fabrication. The police involved have confirmed to the women's lawyers, journalists and others that they believed there was enough evidence to prosecute Tate. When it comes to British women, Tommy Robinson will attack them and lie about them if the man who allegedly raped them is his mate. Next, we see Tommy give his take on the organised crime charges against his degenerate mate.
Do you know what they can't have? They can't have him flaunting it financially so successful. So that's why the organised crime bit comes in. Because if they can just pin anything at the start on raising money or making money for organised crime, they'll take the lot. That's what they're going to do.
Tommy claims that they are making up out of the sky that Andrew Tate is involved in organised crime so that they can take all of his future earnings. It could be a solid theory if Tate didn't spend years saying things like this on the internet.
This is why I think I have a bit of a following on Twitter, because I have a unique resume. Like, there's a whole bunch of guys on Twitter, but not many like world champion kickboxer, pimp, mafia associated criminal. Like, I've got all this stuff and everyone's like, who is this dude? Like, surely it can't all be true. Well, it's all true.
Maybe, just maybe, the man who spent years and years bragging about running an organised crime operation that sex-trafficked women and sold courses teaching other men how to do exactly that, just maybe he actually did it. To finish this part of the conversation, Tommy told all of the viewers to question the allegations against his degenerate friend Andrew Tate.
So I just question everything. And Andrew Tate is blown up. He converted to Islam. I strongly oppose to that, strongly disagree with it. I was actually scheduled to have a podcast with him so we could sit down and discuss everything. And you can question his morality and where he's made his money. You can question all those things, but you should also question the media and the level of power that is lodged against him at the minute. I don't think he's going to be seen again.
This is what Tommy Robinson truly is about. At the time this podcast with James English was recorded, his friend Andrew Tate was locked up in preventative detention, charged with rape and trafficking half a dozen women into pornography with his brother. Since then, Tate has received more charges in Romania, including a charge for violently anally raping a 15-year-old child and a charge for trafficking a 17-year-old minor into pornography. Since this interview with James English, Both Tate brothers have received 21 criminal charges in the UK, both with charges of rape, human trafficking, and actual bodily harm against 3 British women. Andrew also has a charge in the UK for controlling prostitution for gain. Despite all of this, to this day, Tommy Robinson still supports Andrew Tate, helps him lie about his cases, and says that they are friends.
Yeah, we're friends.
Friends still today.
Friends still today.
Make no mistake about it, Tommy Robinson supports and protects grooming gangs if the leaders are his mates. Thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to support the production of this content, as well as subscribing, you can buy me a coffee or join as a member. The links are in the description.